All right, so I didn't get a chance to show you guys this corner of my room the first time I did a bookshelf tour, office tour thing. But that's because this didn't look like this at the time, and I think it looks much better now. So my husband helped me get these 3 white shelves from Home Depot, and I basically made it my manga corner, and I love it so far. I'm actually thinking about getting another long bookshelf to go above the one that's there because I just know I'm going to keep buying things. But for now, I'm going to keep it the way it is. But I do think one more shelf would look very cute. Now, I do have a bookshelf here, but I don't really want to go over what's in it because it's just a lot of books that I've already read, but I have not wanted to get rid of. And there's like a handful of ones I haven't read yet. So we're just going to focus on this wall. So on this shelf, I have Blue Exorcist, Fire Force, Mob Psycho 100, Come Can't Communicate, Sweat and Soap, and The Way of the House Husband. I recently got the infamous Volume 3 of Blue Exorcist. It is so hard to get this one, and it's so hard to get Volume 5, but I'm taking my time. I'm trying to be patient. I'm so excited to read Volumes 1 through 9. I mentioned on my manga haul video that I put the other volumes on my Christmas wish list, so I'm very excited. And then I kind of pushed the ones that I've already read to the corner, and because this is a much shorter shelf and I don't have bookends yet, I kind of just put some empty boxes there to keep those from falling, and it's working, so that's good. Now the shelf above it, I've got some that I've already talked about. I don't know, did I mention this? So I recently bought When a Magician's Pupil Smiles. I have some more volumes of One Piece. I actually have 2 in my living room that I'm currently going to be reading. That is 7 through 10? 7 through 9? Something like that. So I have 2 more volumes that just aren't here. They're in my living room. I recently got I Am Hero and then Die Dark. That's supposed to be a scary one. Talked about Soul Eater, still need to collect this. Yes, I started collecting Hunter x Hunter. It is what it is. And then the time I got reincarnated as a slime, I really enjoy that one. I do want to keep collecting and reading. And then this topmost shelf, sorry, I'm shaking. I did not feel like getting the ladder out for this one. I've got, basically I wanted to make this shelf mostly Noragami when I finally collect everything, but I've got Fate Zero, blah, blah, blah. You know, I got some cute little manga here. Now, the thing was that what used to be on this shelf was Demon Slayer. I had taken it off the shelf that it was originally when I did my first bookshelf office tour. And I put it here, but then I wouldn't stop buying stuff. So I thought, you know what? Let me just put it back where it was. I might show you guys that too as we transition into the living room so you can see it. But it was here. It looked very cute, but again, I didn't have bookends and it was kind of like starting to get like wrinkly. It's hard to explain, but yes, this. But yes, this is my lovely corner wall. Very excited. Oh, I don't know if I showed you guys this. Oh, I really hope y'all can't hear that floor squeaking. Lord of mercy. So a long time ago, I saw someone who did an office tour and they showed that they did something like this for their charms. And I thought, oh my God, that's the coolest thing ever. Because like I make eat-a-bags sometimes, but not very often. And I have so many charms. I have too many charms to the point that like I would have way too many eat-a-bags and I don't want to have that many bags. So yes, it's so cute. I have a lot of Promare. You know I love them. Some of my favorites are obviously 02. We know I'm obsessed with her. But look at the Promare ones. They're so cute. I have not put all of the ones I got from NekoCon on here yet, because I think I might actually have to get another one of these. But we shall see. But this is very cute. Don't mind that. That's my little script when I do videos. So yes, I'm very excited. Love the corner, if I do say so myself. She's cute. And here are my bookshelves in my living room. So I only showed y'all like this little space maybe 2 times since I've had the channel. One time, I think I did my, my Christmas book haul here last year, and I sat in front of my tree, and then I came out here, I think to show you guys something for another video, but I've never done a bookshelf tour, and these are like my first, you know, this is my first bookshelf that I put together, that I had, you know, stuff in before I really like made my office what it is. So let's get into it. I'm gonna be on the step stool because I'm not that tall. But we're gonna go from the top to the bottom and then go over to this corner. All right, so first up is this top shelf, which is all my Anita Blake and Laurel K. Hamilton books. Now, you might have seen from the other angle that these are kind of pushed forward, and that's because I have my original ones that I read, really read the shit out of these, pushed back, and then I bought a whole new set with the same covers recently from Second and Charles, because I felt like, you know, I'm rereading the series, though it's taking me quite some time. And you know, when it sits in my car, when I'm at work, I just felt like I was too nervous to have these get that much more kind of like banged up, but I don't want to get rid of my original copies. So I decided to buy the paperbacks again. But this all started because I was looking for this book, and I don't know if I've told the story before. I may have, but when I was in high school, I loaned this copy to a former friend, and she never gave it back. And when I went to replace it, I didn't realize that they had changed the covers, and this is what I got. And this is not a match. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. This is not a match to the series. I have always held on to that anger. And one day I was at Second and Charles, and I was like, oh my God, wait, I should just look and see if they have this one, if someone's, you know, and that's what started it all. I was like, ooh, I can finally replace it. But then at the same time I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and replace all of them. Now I'm not going to replace the ones that are hardcover, just because honestly, some of the best stories are here, in my opinion. These are okay, but this is when it starts to go downhill, in my opinion, with the story. So they will say the same. They will not get a double, you know, copy situation, but these did. I do recommend. The next shelf is all nonfiction memoirs. So you can kind of see, like, so I'm not personally a fan of doing the rainbow shelves, but I wanted to do something different. So I kind of tried to do tall books going into small. That's like my only cool, like, I did something cool shelf. I would really like to like make these shelves a little bit more dynamic like some people do, but we'll just have to wait and see about that. Anyway, some of my favorite books on here are, I've talked about this book a lot. You Can't Touch My Hair by Phoebe Robinson. This was fantastic. The foreword by Jessica Williams was really awesome. I talked about this in my wrap up for last month. This is Pro Reclaiming Abortion Rights. I talked about how this is like a really good book, but if you're somebody who is already like constantly learning about, you know, body autonomy and stuff like that, it's not a lot of stuff is going to be new to you, but I still think it's a book worth reading. Some books I absolutely recommend: Eloquent Rage by Brittany Cooper, Can We All Be Feminists, and How to Be Less Stupid About Race by Crystal M. Fleming. So this is a collection of artists? What was I gonna say? Artists. This is a collection of people talking. But it's really good. So like there's several people who have contributed to it is what I'm trying to say. This was fantastic. There's a ton on here that I've read, but there's a few that I haven't read on the shelf yet. So the 3 I haven't read, and there's one more, but I just figured I'd stick with 3. I haven't read Twisted yet, Colonize This, or Rage Becomes Her. These are 3 I absolutely want to read, but as you can see, like I've been doing better about reading nonfiction. I read a lot last month. These 3 I want to get to, but I think when it comes to nonfiction, like in general, I'm a mood reader, but nonfiction, I definitely kind of just like pick up whatever like I'm just kind of feeling at that moment. And I've done a good job, but these I need to get to for sure. And then we have the bottom shelf. So a lot of these I pulled out for that one video I did where I talked about like a lot of the fantasy books I haven't read yet. Now, hold on, y'all. I know y'all see that in the fucking corner. I have not given books away yet. And I took this out of the pile that I was going to unhaul. And I was like, you know what? Since I'm not selling it yet, let me just go ahead and put her back on my shelf. Don't talk about it. Okay, I wanted to address it, but don't talk about it. Act like it's nothing. Act like it's nothing. Don't try to hold me accountable for the fact that I said I was going to unhaul it. I will, but she looks good on the shelf. Okay, so let's leave it at that. But here's like a lot of like hardcover fantasy books. I actually finished Girls of Paper and Fire last night. I want to immediately pick up the second book so I can knock some of these off of my to be read. This year I really want to read Furyborn. I think I might read this in December. Again, you know how it is. It's fantasy. Sometimes it takes a minute. So give me a chance. But the shelf is very pretty with books, with the majority of books I haven't read yet. All right, so I'm gonna be kind of far back because my tree is directly in front of my bookshelf. I didn't think about that before I started filming this. That's okay. So the top shelf is mostly Christopher Moore. He's more of a comedic fiction writer. I read a lot of his books when I was in high school and I really enjoy them. The only one I haven't read yet is Shakespeare for Squirrels. That's a sequel to The Serpent of Venice. I really like them. They're funny. Some of my favorites are You Suck, A Dirty Job. Really love that. And Lamb is one of my favorites. And then we've just got like a mixed match of books in the corner. The Nightingale is one I really love, Between Shades of Grey. So yeah, that's kind of like books I should probably look at those books to see if there's any I want to give away. Don't talk about it. Let's ignore it. Let's move on. Second shelf, mostly like YA for the most part. My friend Neptune got me this Cogsworth clock. It actually does work. I just haven't replaced the batteries in a long time. She also got me a Lumiere. And it's so cute. She got that when she went to Disney, so thank you, Neptune. So I have Scythe, the Arc of the Scythe trilogy. Very good. Loved it. Jessie Burton's books. I loved The Miniaturist. It is something I want to read again, and honestly, I could probably read this for Christmas because it definitely is Christmassy vibes, but I remember sobbing like a child at the end of that book. I read it with my sister and my mom. And then I have 3 of the Cassandra Clare books, The Dark Artifices, that I have not read and I bought because of the cover. And then in the corner, I have Six of Crows, the Six of Crows duology, which I really loved. I just kind of put it there in the corner. The next shelf is going to be Sarah J. Maas and Morgan Rhodes. Queen of Shadows is my favorite Throne of Glass book. I've said it many times before. That's my favorite one. That's why it's facing out. And the Fallen Kingdoms series is in the corner just because like they are young adult fantasy. I love them. So that's why I put them on the same shelf. Now you're probably thinking, oh, if you recognize that's like a thing from The Witcher, and I think that's from World of Warcraft, but I don't know. I'm not going to repaint pops. Like, I think it's cool when people do that, but I just put these here because I was like, oh, they remind me of Selena Sardothian. And nobody is going to question because nobody who knows me has read these books. So what are you going to say? You're not going to say anything. You're not going to confront me. So there you have it. This next shelf is mostly like horror, thriller books. In the corner is Mira Grant, whom I really love her series. I love Feed. Parasite, the one on the bottom, it's not my favorite, but it's in that same vein of like pandemic, you know, zombie situation, which I love. I've got some Darcy Coates on here. I have not read the Colson Whitehead books yet. My husband got those for me earlier this year, I believe, or sometime last year. Some faves on here. Kill Creek, Secret Santa. I feel like people have read A.R. Torrey, The Girl in 6E. Man, I remember when I first read that series, I was obsessed. Okay? So obsessed. I reread it again earlier this year. I just didn't put it on my Goodreads, and it was okay. Like, I think it just, like, something about it. It'd been so long since I read, like, a story like that, I was obsessed. But those are books I'm not going to get rid of, because even though I didn't like it as much as when I read it the first time, I still enjoyed reading it all over again. It was still really good. So keeping that. And then my husband got me one of these like things where you, damn, I can't do this with one hand. It's fine. So it like puts a little imprint in the book, and it says Constance, the Library of Constance, and then my initials. So that was really cute. That was a cute little Christmas gift he got me. And then down here in the corner, you can kind of see, this is all like adult fantasy. So Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. We've got The Tiger's Daughter over here. We've got the John Gwynne, pretty much all the John Gwynne books I think that have been made that I haven't read yet. I did kind of start reading Malice, but then I put it down. Again, I do want to start it, but I'm taking my time because I don't want to, like, what's the word? I don't want to burn myself out on fantasy. And we all know that adult fantasy can be a lot. So I'm giving myself time. That's how I'm going to make it through my TBR. And now we're down on the ground. Here are pictures on my mantle, kind of. Me and my dad, my stepdad, me and my husband on our wedding day, me and my mom and my sister. You guys have seen this shelf before. This is all the prison school, Raw Hero and A Kame ga Kill manga. I just think it looks so good here. I absolutely love it. I really wish Prison School would kind of get some more volumes, but I do kind of feel like, it is what it is. Raw Hero volume 6 comes out next year, and honestly, I have a feeling I'm going to reread this whole series again at the beginning of next year because it was just so good. This is one of my favorite mangas. Please read it. A Kame ga Kill 0 was also really good. And then this last shelf are all of my book of the month books. I'm trying to get a lot better about skipping months if there's a book that I feel like is not for me. And oh, this is also a book I meant to unhaul just because I have the paperback. Act like she's not there. Anyway, so what I've done here are all the books I've read. I basically put them towards the back. And then these are all the ones that I have not read, but it's okay. I'm actually doing a good job of reading the book of the month of books, especially now that like I've skipped a few months, because I realized I was getting behind, and I was just like, oh, I just realized there's a gift that's unwrapped right here. Act like you don't see that. Act like you don't see that, y'all. Anyway, yeah. And then I have Oogie Boogie. Damn, what's this fucking little dragon's name? Toothless. And then this is a little like musical globe that my dad got me when I was a kid. I've kept it for like so long. So yes, these are my bottom shelves, everyone. And this is the bookshelf tour.